But then, let's say, he thinks about talking about this subject. So here it's a bit longer, it's a longer sentence, but it's still very logic. Actually, there is no trap, but you really need to focus on what you have to say. That's the most important. And here, when you have longer sentences, like he thinks about talking about this subject, you can think block by block. You can split the sentences into different blocks. Here, typically, we have two blocks. So we have the he thinks about talking, and then we have talking about this subject. So the second block starts with the end of the first block, but that's okay. So first you can think, he thinks about talking, and then talking about this subject. And again, there is no trap. You can still apply the logic that we saw before. So can you say in one sweep? But really think slowly and say it slowly, that's okay, but really understand what you say. And can you say in French? He thinks about talking about this subject. Il pense à parler de ce sujet. So in English we have to about, but in French about doesn't exist. So you have to focus on the idea of about that is bound with the verb that you use. So first, when you say he thinks about talking, that's what you said before. So he thinks about talking is il pense à parler. And then when you want to say about this subject, actually you say talking about this subject. So even if you're not conjugating to talk, you say parler. In French, the infinitive form, but then you have about this subject. The second about is bound with to talk. The second about goes with to talk. So that's de. Parler de ce sujet. Il pense à parler de ce sujet. And then can you say she thinks about talking about this topic or this subject. That's the same in French. So she thinks about talking about this subject.